It's been quite some time since the PS5 dropped. During this time, we've gotten good accessories, some good games, and some software updates. But how is the PS5 in 2023? Is it still a purchase you should make if you haven't already? How is the Sony console holding up since its release in late 2020? The gaming on the PS5 is an overall fun experience. In fact, in my usage, the games seem to load quicker on the PS5 than my recent gaming PC. Not to make this a PS5 versus PC, this is simply just an observation I've made while using Sony's newest console. Having a 4K TV with 120Hz enabled is just beautiful. It makes any game you load up, even some games from the PS4 generation, look very appealing. Even getting 60 frames per second with the 4K TV on the PS5 and with the games loading up as quick as they do, man, it's a satisfying experience, and I can imagine any casual gamer or someone who hasn't dived into gaming on a PC is probably going to have a hell of a time with this. From the very beginning, the PS5 and even the Xbox, but more so the PS5, was targeted for its lack of exclusives. I know we did get Miles Morales at launch, but even with that being one of the best looking games on the console, it still wasn't enough to really drive people home to really want to get this. Till this day in 2023, I still see people talking about the lack of games. Now, whether that's a lack of ignorance or a lack of promotion or marketing on Sony's part, regardless, that is a general consensus amongst a good bit of fans who want to buy this console. Even a game like Deathloop, which looked beautiful and run flawlessly on the PS5, at least in my experience, you can get that on a PC right now. There's other games that have come out since then that have been targeted towards the PS5, but you can still get them on a PC or even on the Xbox Series X. I'm just gonna leave it at this and be brutally honest. I don't really care about exclusives. I tend to play a lot of games from my PS4 era, and with that being said, it's not really a problem to me, and I'm over here just having a blast because my PS4 games that used to take a long time to load on the PS4 are loading up incredibly fast on the PS5, and I'm just having a blast with that. So I am going to make note of the lack of exclusives and let you guys know that there are a good bit of fans that are upset about that. But as far as I go, in my personal opinion, I don't really care because, like I said, most of my catalog is from PS4 and very few PS5 games in there, or at least games that have been remastered for the PS5. And regardless, it just doesn't bother me too much because I just enjoy having a fast console that is pretty much giving me what I want at a very quick succession, and it's satisfying. I'm sure everybody remembers when the PS5 and the Xbox Series X were first announced. I'm sure you guys remember all the memes that came out. People were comparing it to a Wi-Fi router, people were comparing it to a refrigerator, all sorts of stuff. I think over time I found myself really admiring the PlayStation 5. Whether it's under your television, on a TV stand, whether it's on your desk setup next to your computer, next to your PC, whatever it may be, I think it looks really good. And don't get me wrong, I used to say this quite a bit. I wanted an all black version, and ever since then we've gotten like the dark plates from D-Brand, we've gotten customization skins, etc. I'm just gonna say this, I actually like the OG design more. I do like what we have, and I think putting a skin or a plate on it actually takes away a little bit of that feeling I get when I look at this and power it on, but that is just my opinion. I even understand that some people probably wanted a more nostalgic design, maybe based even towards the PlayStation 1. I remember there were some fake renders that came out and they looked pretty cool, I'm not gonna hold you, but overall, I'm just pretty happy with what I got. Now, this might sound like a little bit of a cop-out, but I just don't think much of this feature, to be honest with you. Yes, it was cool to have the Dualsense Controller and all the different vibrations and toggles that came with it, especially when you were playing a game that took advantage of that, but over time, it's just like any other controller in my opinion. I do like that it's a little bit modeled more towards the size of some of the Pro controllers that you can buy via Amazon or third-party places, or even the Xbox. I do like it more than the DualShock, at least in terms of size, because I do have bigger hands than some people, but overall it's just a controller, brother. I don't really know what else to tell you. I've kind of just used it as much, and I've kind of gotten out of the, I guess, hype or, hey man, if this game is targeted towards this controller, it's gonna be cool and everything, you know, it's whatever to me. Now, the storage is probably the biggest L concerning this console, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will agree with me on that. yes, you do get a full terabyte of storage, but after you add on the updates and the system stuff, you're left with like 600 and something out the box, man. It's really not that much. And when you got games that are coming in like at 100 and something gigabytes, you're really only able to install like 3 or 4 games at most, and that's not even considering the updates and DLC that come with it that also increase the file size of those said games. I do like the fact that you are allowed to pop off the plate and throw in an extra SSD and even make that compatible with the storage so you can play and load games off of that SSD. That is cool, don't get me wrong, but I just think in this day and age, if you're trying to make a console that can give you this 4K capability, this 120 Hz capability, you got SSD, you got more RAM in there than before, give us like 2 terabytes at least. That way, whenever you put in the storage and everything, you get with like 1500, you know what I mean? That's left over, that can install like a good, 10 plus games maybe. At least that's just my opinion. But nonetheless, it is cool that we do have the SSD option, but having just that 1 terabyte, man, and only having 600 and something out the box, a little bit of an L. Now I know some people are gonna disagree with me, but the biggest upgrade to me was the UI. Yes, I know we can't install the PS4 themes like we could with the PS4, but overall the PS4 UI to me was very laggy. It wasn't that functional in my opinion, and who knows, maybe this was just the one that I had. It could have varied across the different releases and etc., but the PS4 that I had just felt very chunky and slow, and I don't know, the PS5 UI, as soon as you start it up, it's smooth, it's quick. Yes, it is missing those special animated wallpapers and the themes, but it's fast, and it goes toe to toe with some of my gaming systems that I have and my MacBook Pro. Like, it just feels like a very modern and fast UI, and that's what I love about the PS5 so much. This is a huge upgrade to me because everything is like butter, whether it's switching from a game, whether it's opening a new game, whether it's going to the PlayStation Store. I don't know if you guys can agree with me on this, but going to the PlayStation Store on the PS4 sucked, at least in my opinion, with the version that I had. So everything, it just feels so quick, so smooth, and it's a very satisfying experience. I understand for some people, the PS5 is probably not something that's worth upgrading at the moment. For me though, this was a definite upgrade, and I am happy with the purchases that I've made. Some games open faster than my gaming PC. The UI just feels smooth, the controller is the right size, and the design is just very stylish in my opinion, and it looks very modern to me. Like I said earlier in this video, I didn't want to make this a PS5 versus a PC, but when you have a device that's capable of 4K gaming at 60 Hz, at 120 Hz, if you have a 4K TV with 120 Hz enabled on there, this is a wonderful experience. And if you can find the digital version for like $399, that's good, man, because it's very hard to come by a PC that costs $399 that can do 4K 120 Hz. And I know some games aren't true 4K, but the upscaling is fine enough. The remasters, from what I've seen, are very good in my opinion. And even after this video, if you're still not sure if you want to meet the upgrade, I'll just say this, man. Go to Best Buy if you can find one, get on the invitation list, get a digital one, try it out. If you don't like it, return it. But in my opinion, it is a definite upgrade over last generation. Just be prepared though, whatever version you get, digital or disc, you're gonna need an SSD, at least in my opinion. But this is what it's like to have a PS5 in 2023. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. And if you want more videos like this, let me know. I will talk to you guys next time.